Hi everyone. In today's video, I want to analyze the daily chart and the 4-hour chart to have a better understanding when we can see the Bitcoin price going up again. It is that gonna happen in the next days or the next weeks. If you're curious about it, just stick around and we're gonna learn how to predict it and when that would happen. Also, if you're interested in the 4-hour chart for doing some trade and take advantage of the market, also this video is for you. But before, I want to also talk a little bit something about is going on behind curtains all the time. Like they love to do it. And to start before the COVID, and since then they have been just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to try to control more and more the financial life of people. And they every time they just lying and lying about what actually they building. And this is really interesting because one of the question I always have is how they would do in order to make believe people that they really can use this new digital era and that is best for them. And I can expect already that they're going to be making lies because all the time they just lie to the population. I really don't understand how in the Western countries people are so believe in their governments and they even though have any right to go to protest or to have freedom of speech like you see in UK, you see in Germany and so many other countries and still the majority of people still believe in the governments and hopefully they're going to wake up more and more because those countries are getting every time more authoritarian and like in the case of the European Central Bank you see the digital euro would be a digital form of cash, simple, free, inclusive, protecting privacy and accepting throughout the euro area. That's completely bullshit, man. It's completely the other side. Digital gonna be foremost cash. Okay. Simple, yes. Simple will be free. I mean free that don't gonna have any fees. Yes, I mean it's the minimum you can do. No? Inclusive, I don't think that's gonna be inclusive. I don't think that everybody gonna have access to that. Or people not everybody, like with the cash, everybody can do that. Doesn't matter your ethnicity, doesn't matter your status or whatever. Everybody in the whole world, not talking about just Europe, but everybody can use cash. We're not talking here about if you immigrant, if you're legal, not legal. That doesn't really matter. But we're just talking about the word inclusive. Is that really going to be inclusive? I don't think so. It's not the same as cash. Cash can be handled by anybody. Anybody. It doesn't matter. Anybody can have. Even a child can just grab a fucking bill and yeah. I mean, and he can just do whatever with the cash. No, I mean, I don't know. 7 years old can go easily and buy something. No, with the parents and everything. But you cannot do it with a digital euro. You need a phone or something. I don't think that everybody give a phone to a child of 7 years old. Let me know if you do it, but in the commentary below. But I think it is quite early to be doing that. Probably in some countries they do it already. But protecting privacy, come on. Come on. How are you going to protect your privacy? Tell me, how are you going to protect your privacy? You're going to protect it in your own service for your own um, for yourself and try to analyze the privacy of everybody. I mean, this is never gonna happen, guys, and that's why um, you should get more and more and more and just learn as much as you can with Bitcoin because with Bitcoin you're gonna have the freedom you won't have in the future. Right now, probably everybody feels they have a lot of freedom because we have cash, because we can just move around and this and that. But actually, even with the cash, you don't have any freedom because since many years we have this border of 10. You cannot pass with more than 10,000 um, euros, which now those are pennies. Now we're talking like 10,000, maybe like 3,000 dollars because the inflation and the basement they have been creating for so many years. And the amount is the same, 10,000. Now you can buy the same that you used to buy the same with 10,000 when you're traveling. So if you want to have freedom, you should learn more about Bitcoin. Hopefully you're doing it because you're watching this video. And yeah, some of the other thing I may think is I don't think that everybody gonna swallow this. At least I don't swallow, and I don't think you swallowing that because it's just bullshit. This is just a completely lie. Um, you should stop believing in your government. They don't care about you, and you should be aware of that because you should not rely on anybody else more than yourself because nobody care about you. Governments, they don't care about you. Is the reality. It's the reality. Sorry, this sounds so shocking for you if you're one of those that really believe in the government, but actually they don't. They have been doing the debasement currency since long time ago, many years. That's why many people our generation don't even have enough savings in their bank accounts. They cannot afford to buy an apartment. They cannot afford to buy even a car sometimes, or now a house. So this is just no because things get expensive. Yeah, things get expensive because the money you're holding, which either is euros or dollars or whatever currency, they just print them more and they base the currency every single year. They debase it and make you poor and poor and poor and poor, and they know that, and they never gonna tell you, and that's why you should stop believing in all the all the S they say to you. So this is just I wanted to play because it really annoys me how um, they want to sell it always that they are the supermans of the story, and they're not. Even if they look like this, come on, man, you're a fucking dinosaur. I mean, I'm sorry for all the I mean, this this channel is really inclusive, but I just don't like this, this traditional portrait of how you should look when um, you're telling the truth, when you're saying something good, the good man. I mean, these people they don't know anything about technology. They just want to control. They want to take the power of what they have been complaining all the time that the companies are doing, like Facebook and Twitter and many others, and TikTok and all this, they want to take that. That's why they were so jealous that these companies were taking the control. Because governments, they always they always the last ones. They always the last ones. And yeah, also I want to play this video as well, and you can see as well like this was in the forum if I'm not wrong. Let me see.
And also,
Sorry for that. Yeah, there were World Economic Forum.
the benefit.
If I'm not wrong, this happened like around 2002. I remember when I saw this interview, I was completely shocked because 2020, yeah, 2022, 2021, more or less, already a few years ago, and the way he's talking is like it's the reality of what CBDCs are. I didn't know saw this guy before, but he also talking against that. I'm gonna play it to you, and you will have also another opinion of what CBDCs and all these evil people are building in order to have more control of your financial life, which is pretty much affect in every day of every life of everybody. And I find completely unethical on not democratic at all that they just doing all that behind curtains and they don't ask for such a change that they such a big change, financial change they do in the whole citizens from European Union. They don't even ask them about the change they're going to do. They just implementing and you take it. That's it. How ethical, how moral, how democratic is that? Just question yourself. Is something that's gonna affect millions of people in their everyday life and they never ask you? Let me play the video.
A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that.
And the one final note I will make is that if you think about the benefits of digital money, there are huge potential gains. It's not just about digital forms of physical currency. You can have programmability, you know.
Exactly, you can have programmability because what they use in the using blockchain, but it's a private blockchain, so they can program everything. It's like smart contracts, you know. Um, you can program when some money should, when some an order should be triggered, when this money should move to the other person and stuff like this. So they can also tax you without saying anything to you. They can just program that, and everybody. I mean, they're gonna put it like we always do it the best for you. So we're gonna save you time. We are the good ones and this, and then you suddenly just get withdraw the money and you already paid your taxes without being asked about anything. You imagine you're going to a demo because it's supposed that you have free speech, and they can also just remove um, a fee just because they didn't like it that you went and participate in that demonstration. It doesn't matter which kind of demonstration. You just, yeah, I mean, there's so many use cases that they can just um, withdraw money without asking you because they're gonna have the power. It's programmable, and it's what they love about. I mean, they're like the devil. Bitcoin came to save everything, to say to unfuck everybody, and from the fuck position everybody was, and now they want to fuck everybody in again. How insane is this? Let's continue.
Units of central bank currency with expiry dates. You could have, as I argue in my book, a potentially better and some people might see it as a darker world where the government decides that units of central bank money can be used to purchase some things, but not other things that it deems less desirable, like say ammunition or drugs or pornography or something of the sort. And that is very powerful in terms of the use of a CBDC.
It's really powerful, and that's another use case. Not only that, like we already passed during the COVID time. I mean, people were not allowed to buy more than two things. So, I mean, that can happen at any moment. I mean, but it's your money. It's your money. So, it's your money or is their money? That's why you need to question yourself because that's the key point. Is your money or their money? I think that now it's their money and it's gonna continue being their money. Once your Bitcoin is your money and it's not from anybody else, you can just go worldwide, move it around. You don't need to be carrying anything. You just need your seed phrase here, and you can have all the money that you have all around you. It's your property. So this is a game changer, and that's why Bitcoin come as this main use case to liberate everybody from this prison, the financial prison we have been for many years, and that's why I want to share all this to everybody in order for you to not only my channel is mostly for do some tradings and like like short term but also long term, but the philosophy behind is even more powerful if you understand how Bitcoin come to completely f yourself from all this corruption they put in all citizens. And for that, when I mention about one monthly, the monthly chart is actually that the bag you never sell. I'm gonna take my time and make another video about the time frames and how to distribute your portfolio according to time frames. I think that's what would be quite interesting for you guys. Also, I got some commentaries about and some private message. So probably you're gonna do it in 2 weeks or something. I just have been quite busy with other businesses as well. So, and that's for you for better understanding because the monthly you don't gonna sell it because you know already. And if you don't, I mean, just subscribe to the channel, like the video, and you're gonna learn more and more because. And the monthly you don't sell because this financial system that we have is just it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. It's not getting any better like this guy in the portray, this superhero. Let me see what is this idiot. Yeah, how's it called here, Borromeo? Piero Ciponelle. No, it's not like he's saying that is completely bullshit. So yeah, just wanted to share that to you because it's such an important thing. I don't like to see these kind of lies, distributed in social media. And but who's reading that? I mean, I hope none of you reading that, but they just posted here. But who knows where do they distribute all those lies? I mean, probably doing a lot of TV or newspaper. I don't know. I don't really follow them, but yeah, so hopefully with this, you know how important it is for you to have Bitcoin, no, as a trading tool or as just expecting you to be rich. You will get wealthy because it's like the indirectly you will because the system is so fucked. That is the more ironic thing. You just hold it and you will get wealthy and wealthy and wealthy and wealthy because the system is so fucked up. So now I want to I want to just stop to that, guys, but I just needed to say it because it's just so incredible that they doing that. They're not asking to anybody. They don't saying to anybody, and people just gonna use it, and then everybody gonna completely have. So I'm sorry for all you guys are in the European Union. But sooner or later, you're gonna get quite F because you're gonna be using that and you're gonna be forced to use it. The question is how they are gonna implement it. I don't think it's gonna be quite easy for them if people start to question themselves more and more and more. But I guess one of the more easy and simple ways for them to implement would be all the people who are receiving social benefits because people who are receiving social benefits they don't care about it. They just want to have money in their pockets because they don't have any money. So um I guess that would be like the best way for them to implement that kind of euro digital euro, and little by little it will go somehow expanding to businesses, small businesses. They're gonna force them to use it or something, and then people don't gonna have any other option. Also, they kind of doing like a digital um, ID. It's gonna be attached to this digital wallet, and yeah, I mean they're gonna figure it out. Probably figured it out already. But now let's see, you're gonna be protected with Bitcoin, so that's why you're gonna be accumulating more and more and more and more. No financial advice, but that's what gonna give you the freedom that you don't have right now, and you won't have in the future because they're gonna be in charge that you know freedom, and you just a pleb that gonna be playing their game your whole life. So that's it, guys. Now we're gonna go into the daily one, and we see how beautiful bounce we having um, since our last predictions. Like now it's like 17 and 19, 18 days ago. We predicted around this area that we're gonna have this consolidation. I was saying all the time we're gonna have this consolidation, and potentially worst case scenario, we're gonna go and test this orange line, and that was exactly what we did, which is completely beautiful. And now we see how we find a little bit of resistance here. It's completely normal. We could see a scenario where we're gonna consolidate a little bit or fail again, fall in this area, 112 or even lower. It can happen something like this just to liquidate people. You don't need to get scared. The bull market is not over because the weekly is show that it's super bullish. Here we can see how bullish is. We still with this positive strain with a strong one. This is just chilling off, which is good because we want the price to go higher. If we would be already like this, I mean, we don't have. too much space to grow more. So um, I just see super bullish in the weekly. Going back again to the daily, what I'm expecting, because as you can see also the red valley, as I was saying to you, we're potentially going to do a small valley like this one, but actually we did a bigger one, but we don't have any strong, the strength line is negative. So this it shows that it's weak in the direction, which is negative. So it means it's gonna like falling. It won't be strong. So it won't fall so strong, and that's why we see the price bouncing nicely, no breaking and going all the way to 90 to 100. And we already see that has been developing already for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days already. So it's already in the middle or something. I'm expecting already the Bitcoin price for August 15, more or less, going all the way. Let me show you here. Where is it? We're gonna go in this direction. Yes. Why is that? Because in the daily, I have seen several times. Sorry, guys, if I'm just repeating and repeating and repeating myself. But when it's about the charting and Bitcoin, is you need to be repetitive because that's how you learn. So the whole story of the market or in the chart is always repetitive. Always do the same thing once again. Always, always, always. But people forget so easy. So that's what I'm pointing to. Is I have been saying many times that these values they during the weekly we have a time frame of 10 to 2 weeks. 10 to yeah 10 to 2 weeks more or less, and we already have the the develop of this red valley already half. So I'm expecting more or less in the next 10 days we're gonna start to form this this target side, which is already finishing the momentum of the negative area, and we're gonna start going up. And even though that we still in the red valley, we can see because we don't have volume, there's no higher pressure of us selling. We see already how we bounce. I mean, the price should be falling, but because the line of strength is in negative, we see that is no power on it. So that is what I'm expecting for August 15. Let's see how this play out, but that is the biggest possibility. Remember, it's always possibilities. Don't take everything as 100%, but the higher possibility is that. Now going to the 4-hour chart. Let me remove this from here. And the 4-hour chart, this is something I was playing. I was saying before, like we're gonna go to this area to the 112 or the 110. And after that, we normally, and this happens all the time. That's why I was mentioning as well about it being repetitive, because once we have a breakout like this, we always go, and that's another way as well for you to memorize how this play out. You see, during the trend, when the trend is bullish, I'm not saying that this is just a bearish, not even trend, but it's just a retracement. But every time they have a retracement or it's a bearish trend, the orange line gonna be always a resistance. During the bullish momentum, this is just a 4 hours, so don't confuse yourself. This is just for a few days, so we're not into bearish trend. Um, and when we're into a bullish one, the orange line is always support. You see, always support, support, up, 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 support, support, and support. And this time when we break, now we have this bounce to this area. And what is more likely always is that we're gonna go down after we reach that. So we can also break it, but in higher possibility, according to my strategy, is always that we're gonna go look for that orange line. We stop there and we fall again. Depending of many other circumstances, we're gonna fall even deeper. But in this case, I don't really see it because this fall is just going because we are not in a very strange. We just come here. Everybody who enter here, also myself, let me show you. I was posting this yesterday. Here, I did enter to this trade was like I entered to 113, and by the 115 already had 21%, which was pretty good. I mean, a simple trade, simple trade, nice profit, long X. I normally I do trade with 5x. I don't like to higher, but it's so simple like this. I mean, like this is like for sure, almost for sure, we're gonna bounce. I mean, and with all what I already mentioned to you in the daily, I knew we were gonna go lower than that. So now, like this is the area normally where everybody takes profits, and then the price just drop. But it's not that it's gonna drop and go to zero. I mean, I'm potentially expecting the price to go below the. Why now we are 14? Maybe like around 13,500 to liquidate everybody. Because normally the people always entering long here. Or let me see, people start to enter into a long over here when everybody's taking profits, and they put the stop loss around this area. So I actually expected, let me show you, the price to rebound. So this is just a business. I mean, at the end, the market is just a business. Around this area, more or less, they're gonna liquidate people. And maybe go a little bit down. Yeah, it can happen. I don't see it. To be honest, in the 4 hours, it could happen, but it's always possibility. Don't take my words 100%, but this is what I have been doing and works almost perfect for me. Yes, like it's always how you manage your risk. Because if you have out of 10 two by trade, it's fine. You cover all. But what I'm seeing right now for the 4 hours is a retracement to this area, and the best area to buy will be that. Remember always to use the stop loss because otherwise you can lose your whole capital and you don't want that. After that, we're gonna go like this. Maybe we're gonna go again, depending on the time. We're gonna go again and check like this. And by the time they're gonna start to go like that, the MAI, these ones are MAI. So just for you to know, I mean, it's just the Bitcoin price. The orange and the blue one. They're gonna go like this. We're gonna go probably consider it a little bit like this. And this is nice because when they start to be closer and closer and closer, we have a massive explosion. And how because the daily we know that the direction gonna be up. Let me see in the daily it should be already some consolidation. Yeah, and the 1 hour. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, you see, this is the consolidation. They're gonna be 4 and the 4 hours. You just need to be patient, and we can trade that up and down, up and down, up and down, and have some nice profits of it. So if you're interested in do some trades and take advantage of the market, you can use this Bitcoinnews. I in the description below, I'm gonna attach this coupon code that you can use, and you can just use it and have a nice coupon. I think that you get like 5,000 or something like this, or 500. I don't remember, but you get some initiative coupon to start trading. And what is nice with Nix is that you don't need to KYC, so you can just try immediately with your email and your mobile. And yeah, in my trade, actually, I was using Bybit. I don't think I have a coupon code for Bybit, but I'm gonna attach it if you want to use it as well, if you're more familiar with Bybit. Yeah, so pretty much that is what I'm expecting to happen for the next weeks to come. And the next day, for example, I was saying to you, this would be the best price for you to if you want to enter to a loan well this area. So hopefully this video was give you some insights or how the market going to be moving and what you can do with that. If you like this kind of content, I would really appreciate that you subscribe and like the video. Also, I want to thank so much to all of you who have been subscribing. Now I have been having a little more followers. I mean, it's just the beginning of something bigger. Oh, that's what I'm expecting. So I really appreciate this. It really helped me a lot to grow, to learn as well with you, and to share all the knowledge I have been accumulating for many years and the strategy I have been formed for all those years that have been really beneficial for me. Also want to share it with you because I have seen that not everybody do that. So I really appreciate once again you subscribe and you like, and see you tomorrow, guys.